The little puppy was extremely excited because its owner had prepared a gift for it. However, when the box was opened, the puppy was disappointed, as it only contained a cleaning robot. The owner moved the doghouse to one side and then installed and charged the robot. Soon, the robot began to work. That day, the puppy was sleeping when a piece of meat suddenly fell to the ground. The puppy was thrilled. It stretched and was just about to grab the meat and eat it when the robot suddenly appeared and cleaned it away. The puppy was so angry that it trembled. That evening, it suddenly began to thunder and rain outside. After completing its day's work, the robot returned to the charging station to recharge itself. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck the robot directly. The robot began to run around uncontrollably. When things finally calmed down, it actually smiled. The puppy, watching all this from the side, was puzzled and thought it was dreaming. The next morning, while the robot was still sleeping, the puppy hurried over to eat. However, the noise woke the robot up. The robot ran over, knocked open the food box, and then cleaned up all the dog food on the ground. Seeing this, the puppy carefully walked up to the food box and then deliberately threw the dog food on the ground. The moment the dog food hit the ground, it marked the official start of the showdown between the puppy and the robot. They stared at each other, got into their starting positions, and then sprinted towards the dog food in the middle. But the robot still won. The puppy didn't want to miss any dog food in the corners. It tried to use its legs to get the dog food under the table but failed again. The robot was amused by the puppy and once again easily won. Although the robot always won, the puppy gradually became happier because it finally had a good friend. However, on this rainy day, the robot suddenly ran out of power while running and fell to the ground. The puppy finally won. It was about to eat the dog food when it noticed that the robot was motionless and became worried. The puppy gave up its favorite food and kept calling out to the robot, but there was still no response. The puppy sadly leaned against the robot. Suddenly, it thought of the charging station. So, the puppy pushed the robot over and plugged it into charge. The puppy stayed by the robot's side all night. The next day, the puppy found that the robot actually woke up. It happily jumped around and even placed its favorite dog food in front of the robot. They could finally play together happily again.